Hi friends, welcome to Zerwal Academy. You are watching YouTube channel Zerwal Gravity. In the last some lectures, we had started the first chapter from the 12th physics syllabus, that is rotational dynamic. In the last lecture, we had discussed about the applications of the circular motion, and that applications are the vehicle traveling on the curved road, the vehicle traveling on the banked curved road. Today we will discuss about the third and the last application of the circular motion, that is well of death. ये सबको पता है मौत का कुआं. ये जो मौत का कुआं या फिर वेल ऑफ डेथ जो होता है, इसके अंदर एक मोटरसाइकिल सवार जो होता है वो अंदर घूमता है और वो घूमते घूमते नीचे गिरता नहीं है. तो वो गिरता क्यों नहीं है? तो बिकॉज ऑफ द सर्कुलर मोशन, द फोर्सेस विच आर एक्टिंग ऑन दैट मोटरसाइकिलिस्ट. तो चलो अब इसको अपन आज डिटेल में पढ़ते हैं. तो क्या होता है वेल ऑफ डेथ, या फिर what is the application of circular motion in terms of well of death. Let us consider, suppose this is the well of death and this is the main circumference of the well, and this is the radius of the well, and this is the height of the well. Now there are three forces acting on the motorcyclist which is traveling along the horizontal circular motion inside the well. The first force, that is N, that is force of normal reaction, which provides the centripetal force to perform the circular motion around the wall of the well. And this Fs is the force of friction, and mg is the weight of the body which is downward in the downward direction. This force Fs is in the upward direction, the weight of the body, that is mg, is in the downward direction, and the centripetal force is acting on the body is directed along the center. As we know that any object, when it is traveling along the circumference of the circle, that is performing circular motion, then it must consist of centripetal force. Without centripetal force there is no circular motion. So to perform circular motion, each and every object must consist of centripetal force. Here the centripetal force to perform circular motion to the motorcyclist is provided by the force of normal reaction. So we can write like this: N is equal to centripetal force, that is N is equal to mv square upon r. Let us take the equation number 1. From this figure it is clear that Fs is the upward force and mg is the downward force, and both forces are equal. So we can write this Fs is equal to mg. Fs is equal to mg, stated equation number 2. But in the last few lectures we have already discussed about the force of friction. What is the force of friction? The force of friction is directly proportional to the normal reaction. The force of friction is directly proportional to the normal reaction, or we can write simply Fs is equal to mu s into m. What is mu s? Mu s is the coefficient of static friction. And this is the static friction, or simply friction. Now this is Fs is equal to mu s into n, and in equation 1 n is mv square upon r. But what is Fs in the equation number 2? It is mg. What is Fs? It is mg. So this m get cancelled, and we get g is equal to mu s into v square upon r. If we arrange in terms of v, then v square is equal to this r is in the upper side, that is rg, and then mu s in the lower side. And if we remove that square, then it is in the under root, that is rg upon mu s. And this is the expression for velocity of the motorcyclist when it is traveling along the horizontal circular motion in the well of death. So the question may ask in your examination for 3 marks in the 2 way. The first question is that explain the mechanism of well of death when the motorcycle is traveling along the inner side of the well in the circular motion. And the second question is that derive an expression for velocity. Derive an expression for velocity of the motorcyclist when it is traveling along the wheel of death. So you should explain in the detail. You should write the answer in this way. The first point is that let us consider a depth of wall having height h, radius r and center c as shown in figure. Now there are three forces acting on the motorcyclist or the body, and that three forces are force of normal reaction, force of friction and the weight of the body. Then third point is that from figure we can say that the body performing circular motion because of the centripetal force, and centripetal force is provided by the force of normal reaction. So we can write normal reaction is equal to centripetal force. Then in centripetal force means mv square upon r, stated equation number 1. Now also from figure we can write Fs is equal to mg. Fs is equal to mg, stated equation number 2. Now according to the theory of friction, the force of static friction is directly proportional to the normal reaction, and here the proportionality constant is mu s, that is coefficient of static friction. So we get the formula Fs is equal to mu s into m. What is the value of Fs in equation 2? It is mg. What is the value of n in equation 1? mv square upon r. Put that values, cancel m, and we get v is equal to under root rg upon mu s. And this is an expression for the minimum velocity of the motorcyclist traveling along the well of death. अगर इससे अगर मोटरसाइकिल का स्पीड कम होता है तो वो मोटरसाइकिल अंदर क्या हो सकती है, गिर सकती है. उसको अगर यहाँ पे मेंटेन करना है घूमना, तो उसको मिनिमम वेलोसिटी उसकी कितनी होनी चाहिए, v इज इक्वल टू आर जी अंडर रूट आर जी अपॉन म्यू एस. ठीक है, तो ये था लास्ट एप्लीकेशन ऑफ सर्कुलर मोशन. इन द नेक्स्ट वीडियो वी विल डिस्कस इन द डिटेल अबाउट सम टॉपिक्स लाइक कोनिकल पेंडुलम एंड एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा. सो ऐसे ही और वीडियो देखने के लिए चैप्टर को जरूर सब्सक्राइब करिए, और मैं आपको रिकमेंड करूँगा कि इस चैप्टर से रिलेटेड जो भी पहले वीडियो हुए हैं उसको एक बार, दो बार, तीन बार फिर से देखिए. देखने के बाद उसकी नोट्स निकालिए. नोट्स निकालने के बाद वो आपको अच्छे से समझ सकते हैं और आपके पास एक डेटा भी कलेक्ट हो सकता है. ठीक है, तो और आपको किस टाइप की वीडियो चाहिए इसके लिए आप कमेंट करके भी मुझे बता सकते हैं. तो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करो, लाइक करो और कमेंट करो.